The Chaser Report is recorded on Gadigal land.
Striving for mediocrity in a world of excellence. This is the Chaser Report.
Hello and welcome to the Chaser Report. I'm Charles Firth, and with me yet again is Dom Knight.
Hey, what a lack of variety in our guest lineup there is this week. Is anyone else going to pop up at any point this week? Maybe Hanson.
Hanson. I'm going on tour. If you want to catch the War on 2022, you can. Just go to chaser.com.au/live. We're coming to 11 cities around Australia starting on Wednesday this week. So, especially if you're in the Gold Coast. Everywhere else was sold pretty well. Gold Coast, fucking only about half the tickets sold.
I mean, they're
don't know
very
why.
discerning in the Gold Coast.
We're sold out in Melbourne. We're almost sold out in pretty much every city except for the fucking Gold Coast.
Do they know that you're bringing Gabby Bolt? Because I think that's the difference, isn't it?
Why? People in the Gold Coast don't like Gabby Bolt?
No, I just think the reason why you're selling out. You might not have communicated to people on the Gold Coast that you've actually got someone fresh and exciting. I mean, as good as Mark Humphries is, and he is good, we've seen his shtick before. Tall, bit awkward, looks like a ridiculous version of a powerful figure.
Has been.
Oh, and it's a good pitch.
Yes.
I reckon it's the point where Barnaby Joyce was no longer Deputy PM. What did he even have to say anymore, Mark Humphries, with no more Brabus loins?
No, exactly. So we brought in Gabby Bolt. She's brilliant. I think the problem with the Gold Coast is it's on the night that schoolies starts.
Oh.
Right.
Is that why you booked it? Are you a toolie?
I'm a toolie. I'm going to be a toolie. No, this is the problem. Look, if anyone is from the Gold Coast and listening to this, we are desperate. We can't get hotels. Like all hotels are like $800 a night. I'm not going to fucking do that. I don't know what we're going to do. It's just a complete disaster.
I mean, my general rule in life is don't go to the Gold Coast. I've only ever been there once.
Yes.
And it was a very messy night.
Yes.
And the best thing about it was I didn't have to watch you and Mark Humphries perform. So it was a terrible night, but at least it was free of your show. Although if Gabby Bolt's there, I mean, I would just call the show Gabby Bolt and then in very small letters plus the War on 2022.
Plus the War on 2022. Yeah. Well, actually, I'll tell you what though, because she's written all these new songs for it, and they are so fucking hilarious. And she sends I keep on saving them because I know that she's going to one day be incredibly famous. And I've got all these voicemail recordings of her going, "Oh, I've got this idea for a song," and singing it out through the voicemail. And you're going, that's like a Beatles tape or something like that. In 30 years' time, I'll be able to turn it into an NFT and cash in.
Isn't it amazing to get to work with such young, talented people and just realise that we were never anywhere near as good as they are now, and that there's it's all downhill from us. It just really reminds you that you were lucky to get as far as you did, which wasn't nearly as far as they are now.
It's just good that white men had their time to shine, and we were part of that.
Yeah, in a time when you didn't actually need to shine to do it. You could just sort of
time to still be mediocre.
There were no alternatives, so you got jobs. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. It was good. I enjoyed that. Well, that's very good. The Gabby Bolt show, it's coming to a theatre near you, plus some other old guys.
Talking of mediocrity, I thought we should do a bit of another deep dive into the FTX scandal.
Oh, yes.
People who don't listen religiously to this podcast, FTX was one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, right? And I know when I say to you, Dom, cryptocurrency, you just think, oh, reliable, integrity.
I think integrity. I think the future. I think here are all my savings, Mr. Bitcoin.
On Friday, FTX filed its bankruptcy court filing. Like you've got to actually explain exactly what's happened to the court shortly after you file for bankruptcy. And I'll just give you a list of some of the things that have come up in this filing. So the first one is the top line thing is the guy who's taken over, who's the guy who actually took over after Enron collapsed, right?
Oh yeah,
he's got a good job. He takes over these sort of sterling firms. He reckons that the FTX is far worse than
Enron.
Yes.
Well, yes, because didn't the people who created Enron at least get some of their money out, whereas these poor idiots have $0 now.
Oh, no. Yes, but no. But yes, and this actually, I think we should apply this to the Chaser.
Oh, yeah.
Dom. If you were an employee and you'd incurred some expense, you know, that you'd spent some money somewhere, the way you would get your reimbursement from the company is you would hop into the Slack or DM one of your managers.
Yep.
And a random manager would then pop in and accept or reject those reimbursements with an emoji.
Is that how it works at the Chaser?
Yes.
I would have thought you'd have to file your proper receipt to accounts and there'd be a sort of an audit trail. I didn't know that emojis were part of, financial good practice.
Emojis are just as good as, expense reports, aren't they?
Is it a thumbs up or thumbs down, or do they occasionally send things like, eggplant? Or
Well, what
fart?
if-
what
what
about
if
a fart
you're-
emoji? Does that mean a yes or a no?
Because in some cultures, pointing your thumb down means yes, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yes, I think so. I think that, there's a very racist movie based on that exact problem.
That would have been
And
very
so-
awkward at the Roman Colosseum, wouldn't it? When the emperor gave a thumbs down and the gladiators would go, yes, and then got killed.
Yeah, well, I think actually that is true. I think in ancient Rome, thumbs down meant thumbs up and thumbs up meant thumbs down. Yeah. And it was actually, I think it was thumbs sideways was like thumbs down or something. Like it was completely
wonder
different.
the empire
Which is
fell.
well, no, but that's why in Gladiator it's actually historically inaccurate. I mean, it's also not true. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure thumbs down meant thumbs up. To us, sort of thing. So anyway, point is that you're right. The thumbs up emoji, like probably what was happening is people were going, "Oh, good, my expense report has been accepted."
I just fact checked that because you're Charles, and yes, according to a professor at the University of Virginia, thumbs up meant kill the gladiator.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Whereas
So actually, maybe that wasn't a misinterpretation.
And if you gave a thumbs up but you put the thumb flat on your hand, that meant live.
Right.
So thumb lying down meant live, and the thumb being upright meant die. That makes no sense at all.
No,
anyway,
that's it. That's the way it... Well, no, there's cultural differences, Dom.
Sure.
Get with the program. Not everything has to be a white man's view of the world.
yeah, it could be a different white man from Rome's view of the world.
So the next thing is there was a little bit of a personal loan situation going on.
Oh, yeah.
Alameda Research, which is, of course, the sort of trading arm of FTX, is the sort of hedge fund, gave the CEO, this is Sam Bankman-Fried, gave him a little personal loan of $1 billion.
Oh.
Yeah. And then the director of engineering got a $543 million personal loan. Imagine getting a personal loan for $1 billion. Imagine going along to St. George Bank or something and going, I'd like to take out an unsecured personal loan.
Just a bill.
How much do you want? $1 billion? Do you have $1 billion?
Yeah,
sure.
If $1 billion is too much, $543 million. It's very specific.
Yeah.
I won't take 542, but 543. I think I can make that work.
What do you need $1 billion? Like, I want to renovate the kitchen. I want to get a new car, and
I want to buy Twitter in a week. I just looked at FTX.com, by the way. It didn't work. So I don't know where that money went. But weren't they all flatmates too, though, right? So we've done
this on the thing.
I know, we talked about it. So, but just to remind everyone of that means you're asking your flatmate for $1 billion loan done through the company. Presumably they were all high when those loans got applied for. And, hey, lend me $1 billion, bro. Okay, bro.
That's what happened, because they actually had a virtue of being on drugs the whole time.
Ayahuasca, probably.
That was Sam Bankman-Fried's whole philosophy was, you have uppers to go up and downers to go down.
Gosh, his company's taken some pretty powerful downers. Those things really work.
The Chaser Report. Now with extra whispers.
They didn't actually make any records of any of this. So the other problem was, very few records were kept. Most decisions were made over chat, and then the messages were automatically deleted after a certain amount of time.
Hey, have we put that on the Chaser Slack? Can you just switch that on now?
We've now got the free version of Slack. I think we were on a paid plan.
Oh, we were, weren't we? Yeah. We can't afford the paid Slack, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think it does. It deletes. I think you only get like the the last 6,000 messages, which coming out of the interns is about 3 minutes worth of Slack messages.
Yes. Okay. That's a relief.
FTX, a company valued at $32 billion, never had board meetings.
Well, but they had piss-ups back at the apartment. That was a board meeting, wasn't it?
Oh, does an orgy count? Do you if you get quorum in an orgy? Is that counted as a board meeting?
I think it does.
Yeah. I reckon an orgy would be the opposite of being bored at a meeting.
God.
It wouldn't be a board meeting. It'd be an interesting meeting, eh?
Thank God the Chaser never worked on that basis. That's all I've got to say.
I mean, this could literally describe the Chaser, except for the quantity of numbers. FTX had no cash management system.
That
None
does
at all.
sound familiar.
Management had no idea how much cash was on hand at any given time, or even where their cash was.
Can you imagine having the problem of there's being so much money sloshing around, so many billions of dollars? You lose track of it, and someone lends someone $1 billion, and there's no record. It's just, whatever, it's billion here, billion there. It doesn't really matter. We've got so much coming in.
Thumbs up emoji. Oops, sorry, killed that guy. Yeah. But but the thing is, so can I tell you an anecdote about the early days of the Chaser when it was still at my house, really early on? We got broken into because back then, lots of junkies sort of house breaking all the time.
Yeah,
and
Julian had a really rough day.
They went through all the Chaser's sort of stuff. Didn't steal any of our old shitty computers that we laid it up on. Went through our petty cash box, right? And they left the petty cash in there because it was about 40 cents. They left even the cash. Like even the robbers, even the only thing they took was we'd bought this really nice can of hot chocolate powder, and they stole that.
What an insult to our business that someone cased it, and the only thing worth anything was the hot chocolate powder. I must say, if we got someone like an external auditor to do that, it would have been much easier. They should just left a note saying, just to be clear, your company is worth nothing. You should shut it down right now. Imagine how many years that would have saved us of dodgy ASIC.
But at least we had a petty cash box. Like that is a cash management system.
Yeah.
FTX didn't even have that. Okay, anyway. So FTX didn't keep any records of who they employed.
Right.
Employees and contractors commingled throughout the different companies without any proper documentation on how they spent their time. Certain employees can't even be located, which could mean that some employees were actually fake.
Right. Well, they're the ones who've got the $32 billion. It's quite possible.
Yeah, right. Okay. Okay, next one. Corporate funds were used to purchase personal real estate.
Oh.
And employees and executives put their names on homes purchased with company funds. Yeah. So they bought a whole lot of sort of houses in the Bahamas, as you do, using company funds. But put them in their name.
I mean, but surely the point where you set up your business in the Bahamas, you assume this is all going to be okay. You can't tell me that, goodness, it went against the well-known, strict Bahamian corporate law.
I think you're being a bit racist there, Dom.
No, I'm just saying.
I think you're assuming that just because the Bahamas is a nation of 9,000 people, smaller than, say, Wagga or Orange or Bathurst.
I've heard
it doesn't have strict financial laws.
It's the Bathurst of tax havens. No, but isn't it the whole point of the Bahamas that they've deliberately set it up with no rules? It's like Thunderdome.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
right.
That's how they bring all the companies there. How is the Chaser not headquartered in the Bahamas? What if we?
I did actually. I once tried to do that. Back in the days of the Double Dutch Irish Sandwich, I did a whole article for the Chaser Quarterly on how to avoid tax, just like your Prime Minister does, because it was back when Malcolm Turnbull was.
Yeah, that would have been very
thing. And
but hang on.
It is surprisingly easy. It would only cost a few $1,000s to set up a hollow shell of a company in the Bahamas.
Instead of setting up a hollow shell here. But surely we should have set up an entity to run the website that has no connection to Australia whatsoever, so it can publish whatever it wants without having to apologise to, certain MPs.
I think that is a complete misreading of defamation law, Dom.
Is it?
Yes, I think if you publish something, you've published something. And if you publish something and somebody in Australia can read it, you've published something.
But but trust me on this one. So what if we all resign from it, and then mysteriously the following day a Bahamas-based Chaser website pops up and starts publishing. They would have no idea who to serve. They would have no idea who to sue. It would just literally be the Chaser Bahamas Trust.
Wouldn't they go?
We could probably buy FTX.com. It's down. We could buy FTX.com and use that to publish articles about Australian politicians.
Wouldn't you just serve us and assume that, you just say to the judge, clearly they've done it, and the judge would go, yeah, you're right. And that would be the end of that. Well, that would take about half an hour.
Okay, well, let's see if there's any consequences for FTX's directors for having absolutely no audit trail. Because, it sounds hilariously chaotic, but it may also be brilliant because there's going to be no way that anyone can prove they even worked for the company.
You're right. Maybe FTX never existed.
Yes. Or maybe it did exist in such a brilliant way. This was all part of the plan.
Yes.
They might not have screwed it up. That's my
They're
the culmination
stable
of the
geniuses. As Sam Bankman-Fried keeps on claiming that he's a genius.
I just think the Chaser needs to be a lot more like FTX.
Okay. And then finally, I'll just give you the last one, which is that the crypto deposited by customers. So their whole business model was deposit your crypto with us. It's safe with us. We won't invest it anywhere else. We're just holding on to it for you. That's what we're doing.
Safe as houses.
You explicitly give us permission to then to lend it on to something else.
So safe as houses, specifically the houses we will buy in our names using your money.
But the crypto deposited by customers weren't even recorded on the balance sheet. Presumably, all crypto assets just went into one central slush fund and used for whatever they wanted.
Wow.
It was a lie, Dom. Can you believe it?
Crypto, it's always seemed like a scam, like a fraud, like it was really dodgy. It always seemed that way.
Yes.
But for here that it actually is as simple as you buy your crypto through us and we own it now.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You got to doff your hat to them, don't you, if you still own it after they've sold it?
But also, whenever I come up with a scheme like that, you all poo-poo me. You'll go, oh, no, you can't do that. No one will believe it. No one's going to buy that.
They've created. These are the greatest satirists of our age. They have created a satire of a corporation.
Of a corporation?
A living, breathing, and now dead. But while it was there, what a magnificent example of the utter folly of capitalism. It's absolutely genius.
Anyway, this episode's been sponsored by FTX.com. If you want to get your crypto...
It's down. FTX.com is down. Just send us your money and we promise we'll invest it in crypto for you.
I just can't believe they invested in the T20 World Cup. The T20 World Cup only lasted 3 weeks. They didn't even make it to the company did not even last the 3 weeks. The FTX tournament
well, I suppose there was a natural synergy in the T20 games do last for a very, very short time.
Yeah. It was the T20 of banks.
Yeah, I just wish we'd thought of it first.
Our gear is from Rode. We're part of the Acast Creator Network. Catch you tomorrow.